Hi guys, welcome to a new week. Pretty excited for this week. I hope you're also excited. Um, Thanks for all the feedback I got in the past videos. Last week we talked about finding a balance in health and wellness. This week I'm going to talk about something that is actually equally as practical, and it is how to eat healthy when you're eating outside. So, you know, many of my clients tend to be career men and women, so they work in companies or they're self-employed, and many times they have to go for lunch with their colleagues, or they have like business dates or business lunch or business dinners, and they ask me, okay, how do I eat well, healthy when I go out to eat with other people? Because when you eat in large groups of people, people tend to eat a lot more. And in restaurants, you're not the one cooking, so you don't have as much control over what you eat. You don't know how much calories are in the meals. So quite often we tend to eat much more than we need. So I decided to do this video to help everyone out there. Just to give you, I'm going to give you about 12 tips to help you, eat healthy when you go out. And they are very simple and you could practice them and it will really help you. And please let me know your feedback. And if you do give this a practice, send me an email or a text message or message on Facebook and let me know how it went for you. Awesome. Okay, so first of all, read the menu before you go. So if it's a restaurant that is popular where they have a website and their website has got their menu, it's always a good idea to check the menu before you even go so you can make up your mind as to what you want. If you want, you could even go online and check some of the, if it says, chicken and chips, you could check the calorie content if you wanted to. You don't always have to, but it's good if you have an idea of what a menu is so that you don't get there and you're stuck not knowing what to order. So it's always a good idea to check the menu before you go. Check for signs. Sometimes they will have like a sign like that says healthy, or this is, high in vegetables, or it's spicy, or these days many people are very health conscious, so restaurants are catching up and they are making an effort to, get the right customers and they want people to eat there. So many times they put like a healthy bun, or you know, they can say you could add salads to these, So if you check the menu, you have an idea of what kind of restaurant it is, and if you have the choice over restaurants, which restaurant you choose to go, then you can compare. You can compare the menu of different restaurants and then pick the one you like best, the one that you think is healthiest. So that's something you could do. Another thing you could do is you could drink water before your meal. If you have a glass of water before your meal, you actually feel a little bit full even before you've started, so you don't need to eat as much um, of the meal, So by just having a glass of water before your meal, you've already saved yourself some calories, and that can go a long way. Choose your drinks wisely, you know, choose water or unsweetened drinks, unsweetened tea. Choose drinks that are low in calories. Whenever you go into like Fanta or carbonated drinks like Coke and Pepsi, then your calories are getting pretty high because of the sugar. The sugar content is quite high, so it's not always best for you. If they have homemade iced tea, that's a good idea. Sometimes they have unsweetened iced tea, or you could ask for it, or you can get water and put a lemon in it. That's also a good choice for you. Start with a salad. By starting with a salad, you actually start right, so you fill up yourself with healthy food, and then when the main dish comes, then you can eat less of it. But by starting out with the right vegetables, you set a good pace. You get in the fiber to help you digest the food. You get in your nutrients, your vitamins already. So that's also a good thing to do. Another thing you can do is you can share a main dish. So, for example, if you're getting a pizza, you could talk to somebody else. Okay, would you also like a pizza? And they're like, yep, let's share a pizza. Or you could say, let's share this big dish. If we're getting chicken wings, let's share it. And that's a good thing to do as well. That helps you to avoid overeating, and it may also save you some money. So that's a good idea as well. Another one is to avoid buffet. Whenever there's a buffet, you will eat too much. It's just like, I mean, it's a buffet. The point of a buffet is to eat as much as you want. So whenever there is a buffet, you probably will eat a lot. And that's, if you can avoid it, if you can't, then, think of the whole day. Think of your calorie content for that whole day and think how that fits into it. So every once in a while, about once every 2 months, I like to go for a buffet. I like Chinese buffet. There's one in Germany that I really love to go to. And but I actually plan it ahead because I know I'm going to have the buffet. So all week my calorie intake is reduced to compensate for the buffet because I use it as a recovery mechanism to help my body recover because sometimes I'm either not I've worked out very long and very hard for a few weeks for like 2 months and my body is just needing a break. So by having more calories in on a particular day, it actually helps my body rest and recover faster. So that's something I tend to do. But I plan it in advance. In fact, my wife knows about it. So I'm like, okay, we're having a buffet on this Friday of this month, so we plan in advance for it. And it also gives me that feeling of, as I love the food, so I can enjoy the food without it having any consequence on me. So it's actually pretty good. That's something you could do. Another thing you could do is to check how the food is cooked. So if you see many times there's a choice for, like, for example, a burger, it could be fried, it could be grilled, it could be baked in the oven. There are different ways they cook them, so you can choose how you want it. If it's a chicken burger, sometimes it's breaded. You could avoid breaded ones and just take plain chicken burgers, and that saves you some calories as well, and that's better for you as well. You can avoid fried foods, things that are deep fried, pan sauteed, because they have a lot more oil and fats in them, so a lot more calories. Choose more tomato sauce over creamy sauce. Choose sauces that are not as high in fat than the ones that are very, very high in fat. So that's something you have to make based on the menu choice that you have there, and it's you can always make these decisions. If you're not sure of your decisions, you can check online and compare, and that's a good idea as well. Try to eat mindfully, so be conscious of your food. Quite often, when we're in groups of people, we tend to eat because we're talking, we eat a lot more. We just eat and we talk, eat and we talk. Before you know, you've eaten 3 days worth of food, or 3 meals worth of food. So if you think more carefully, if you're more conscious of what you're eating and how you're eating, it can go a long way. So by being aware of your food and eating as mindfully as you can, chewing your food slowly, being conscious of it, and making sure you don't have an emotional attachment to your food, which makes you to eat a lot more than necessary. Another thing you can do is to make healthy swaps. So if you're getting a chicken burger, some people could say, well, I'm getting a chicken burger with fries. Why don't I get the chicken burger without the bun and swap the fries for salad? That's something you could do, or swap the fries for mashed potatoes. It's much healthier for you. It's lower in fat. So that's actually very good for you. So you could try different options. You can swap one for the other, and that could go a long way to you know, help you eat as much as you need, but not much more than you need. Another thing you can do is to ask for the sauce separately. So if you're getting like chicken wings, instead of them mixing the sauce in there, tell them to bring the plain chicken wings and then you take the sauce yourself. So you can control how much you eat, and that's actually can be a good thing. One other thing is you can skip the bread that comes before the meal comes, especially if you're eating in an Italian restaurant. They tend to give you some bread ahead. It's like it fills you up and you eat the bread and everything, and before you know, you've consumed the whole loaf of bread, and then your pizza comes, and that's another bread, and it's just very high in calorie, So you can skip the bread basket and wait for your main dish, or skip the bread basket and get a healthier appetizer instead, get like a salad, So that's something you could do. Another thing you could do is to order two appetizers instead of a main dish. So main dishes tend to be large, um, so you can get like a huge, steak with chips and coleslaw or something. So it tends to be quite big, whereas appetizers tend to be small. So you can order two appetizers instead of one large main. Depending on the restaurant, this could be an effective strategy. Excuse me. Some restaurants will have really large appetizers, so then it's kind of like the best choice. So, but if you're conscious of this and it's one that could work for the restaurants you're going to, then I highly recommend you do that. Another thing you could do is to take home leftovers. So let's assume you got into the restaurant, you chose a healthy meal, you started with a salad, you drank your cup of water before you ate your dish, you skipped the bread, and then your main dish came, you ate it, and you realized you couldn't finish it. There's no need to finish it. You can just take it home. And that's something that could help you, instead of saying, okay, I have to finish it right here, you could take it home. And that becomes another meal. So when you go home, you can eat it for dinner, you can eat it the next day, depending on how well you preserve it. So that's something else you could do, and it's actually avoids you overeating and also avoids you wasting the meal. So I'm just going to check my list to see if there's anything I missed there. I think that's it. I think I give about 12 or 13 tips there for you to practice and to try. And if you would like to find out more, feel free to shoot me a text or leave a comment below, and I can, have a chat with you about how to put this into more practice in your own specific case. If you want the free guide to healthy eating, traffic light eating, please just click the link below. You can just get it in the link below. It's you download it and it comes straight to your email. If you also want to book a free call with me to discuss how my services could be of benefit to you, or what aspects you want us to work together in your life, please let me know. And there's a link below as well. You can easily click that and book a session with me. Anything else, please leave a comment, send me a message. I look forward to hearing from you. I'll also start having live Q&As every week at the end of the week, probably Thursdays or Fridays. I'll leave a message about this. I'll post it on Instagram, I'll post it on Facebook. So please watch out for my Facebook and Instagram pages, and you can attend the live Q&A, come with your questions. Typically the Q&A will be geared towards the topic I discussed on Mondays. Sometimes maybe not, so it depends on what questions people have out there. Please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, don't forget to like, and don't forget to comment. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a good week, and let this be the week you put in the effort to live healthy, to have a healthier and a better life, and to live happier. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.